Let me try that again. That was really dumb. This is Winging It, the somewhat whimsical, certainly whirring, decidedly wonky, seldom weighty, endlessly well-intentioned, and wildly witty show about music where one knows what's coming and the other doesn't, and it happens in between both proper to ensure you can spend a fuckload of time with us. Now, a fuckload, I mean, I think that's a technical term. I mean, it's a measure.
I think in the UK they use a different measurement. I think they have a different system.
Like fuckton?
Yeah, like fuckton. Only they spell it TONNE. You know, it's
course.
the metric system and all.
Of course.
But yeah, a lot of it. You know.
Yeah, a lot of it. Okay, well, as long as
buku. You know.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, as long as a fuckton or a fuckload is something that people can get behind and people understand, I'm good with it. So what is it that we're going to talk about? So this is very interesting, and I think this is very close to both of our hearts. And by the way, this is courtesy of Ranker. We love Ranker.com.
We've exploited them and milked them many times.
Indeed, yes. Because it allows the voices of many to be heard through, obviously, this site, and then again through us, filtered through us. So this time we're going to be talking about, it makes me laugh for some reason, the best 80s songs with saxophones.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The 80s were nothing if they weren't all saxy. They really, really were. So I wanted to talk about it. I figured, why the hell not? So here's what they say. When it comes to capturing the essence of 80s music, the saxophone undeniably plays a starring role. I have to agree. It was in everything. The best saxophone songs of the 80s feature that sultry, soulful, and sometimes electrifying sound that instantly transports listeners back to an era defined by its eclectic musical styles. That's for sure. So take Careless Whisper by George Michael, for example.
Now, you see, this is a good example. Now, I would have put Careless Whisper in the 80s. However, when you've been around as long as I have, and probably some of the listeners, the 70s and the 80s blend a little bit. Late 70s, early 80s. So yeah. I'm sure there are going to be things there that I associated with the 70s. So this should be interesting. I mean, you know, but Wham, I definitely would have, and this was Wham, not George Michael, right? I definitely would have put that at the 80s. And, of course, the saxophone is so integral to everything of that song. No instrument would have substituted that nearly as well.
And it's, you know, it talks about the iconic song's unforgettable sax riff. And obviously it's synonymous with the 80s. When you hear it, everybody knows that song. Everybody loves it. It's slightly melancholic, right? But that melody perfectly capturing the essence of heartbreak. Then there's Man Eater by Hall & Oates, where John Oates' compelling saxophone line infuses the track with a sense of urgency and cool sophistication. And then, who could ever overlook Who Can It Be Now by Men at Work?
Yes.
The song's catchy sax hook is both playful and mysterious, cementing its place as one of the standout tracks of the decade. So, let's take a look here. So, what do you think comes in at number one?
At number one, those were, I would have pegged those as early 80s, and those... all of them. It's going to be true with all of them. There are many songs that the saxophone just is the definitive part. It's the definitive instrument. And 70s would have like Bob Seger, Turn the Page, that kind of thing.
I mean,
but this would be 80s, and they've been all killers so far. So number one with saxophone, you mentioned Careless Whisper already, so it's not that.
It
right?
is. It's number one.
Yeah, I am not surprised at
with
all. I would have guessed, yeah.
Yeah, with 458 boats. Wow, fuck. Try again.
Well, they toy boats?
They must have been. With 458 votes, George Michael's sultry masterpiece, Careless Whisper, features one of the most iconic saxophone riffs, as we mentioned, in pop history.
Oh, yeah.
Seducing listeners with its smooth and emotive tones. This timeless heartbreak anthem solidified George Michael's place as a musical legend and remains a quintessential hit from the 1980s. Now, this song, to me, is still so sexy. It always has been. But then I see his beautiful, gorgeous, blonde, poofy self in that fucking suit, just fondling a microphone stand. I mean, holy shit. I was not I was a very young girl when that came out, and I was dying. So even to this day, and his beautiful voice, and then of course the saxophone comes in, and there it is. We're done. I'm cooked.
Yeah, I mean, they really nailed it on that one. He really nailed it, writing the song. Incredible songwriter, George Michael.
Absolutely.
And singer. Even if you give him somebody else's song, he's just going to make legendary shit out of it. Like his "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me,"
Oh yeah,
it's just beyond belief, But
he did great covers. Cover by Seal just kills me.
Yeah,
he does just beautiful voice.
But this song is deservedly iconic. It is not, romantic schmaltz. It's not some period piece or anything like that. It's just a great song for the ages, honestly.
Yeah.
It could have existed in any age. It's very torchy. I mean, it has that Great American Songbook torch song kind of New Orleans-y, smoky thing going with and it's largely because of the saxophone.
It's true.
It could have been a much more modern sounding song, but it would never have had the impact. It would have been dated, and he made it timeless with that sax, and that was I figured that would be number one for sure.
It is definitely number one. Yeah. So I know we had that really great intro that mentioned it, but number two, probably unsurprisingly, is Maneater, Hall & Oates, right? With 286 votes. So this infectious chart topper boasts a driving saxophone section that adds flair and depth to this unforgettable pop rock gem. So it's got obviously great rhythm. You can sing along. God knows I do. And it remains a testament to their ability to create legendary hits, of course. And this song, I love this song so much.
Don't look him out at night. Oh, man, it's so good.
The beautiful voice,
Now there is a duo right there. I mean, honestly, you could go Wham George Michael solo. Which one was it? But Hall & Oates is Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
I mean, you really get everybody contributing. And I guess that the indication there is that John Oates is responsible for that great line.
That line, yes.
Which nails the song down. And, everything about it, the beat, the rhythm is absolutely incredible, too, as well. But the saxophone really defines it, especially because it comes in early.
Yeah.
With some of them, they don't. With some of them, they come along later on. But it defines the song right away, and it's another gem. But those guys, they had an album title that really captures them best, Rock and Soul. It was like Rock and Soul Part 1 or something like that.
I agree. I was just going to say that.
And soul, they are a rocking group. They really are.
They really are.
But they're funky, too.
I love that sultry, soulful thing
romantic
that he has going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why it's just a bridging of different kinds of music, and I love that. I can't even tell you. It's just...
people will say yacht rock. Well, why is that a bad thing? Whatever they are is good.
There's a lot of soul in that yacht rock. That yacht rock gem.
Well,
really...
they're both incredible artists. I mean, in their own right. And you ever seen Daryl Hall's show? It's just the guy's
Daryl's
incredible.
House.
Daryl's House. Yeah, it's just
I love it.
Legendary. But so those guys are absolutely brilliant. So is George Michael. So far, it's just been a love fest. But I'm sorry, there are no stinkers in here so far.
That's true. And
we'll tell you when they show up.
Yeah.
And I doubt there will be, because any song that is defined by a beautiful sax or iconic sax line or solo or anything like that is not going to be a stinker. So this is just going to be one big love fest.
I think it's probably going to be a love fest. But number 3, this one might shock you. I don't know. But it is Smooth Operator by Sade.
It's looking like there will be nary a cloud in sight for the old man to yell at tonight.
Right, absolutely. 311 votes. Obviously, such a sexy song. Oh, my God. Hypnotic tapestry, as they say, of lush saxophone melodies throughout, providing a perfect counterpoint to her velvety voice. And that is super true. I love that this is jazz and pop, together, and a little bit of maybe even R&B in that voice. She's got a little, it's more jazzy, but I hear a lot of soul, a lot of R&B, maybe a little bit of Motown in there. Just, it's so many things. And she was just the darling of that time, for sure. But this song and that sax, I'm not surprised it's number 3. Are you?
No, I'm not. Another great artist, and I think it's just going to keep on like that,
I think it is, too.
Because, I suppose some real suck artist could come along and just happen to have a great sax line, but I doubt it. I think this is going to be great. Look at who we've got so far, for heaven's sakes. Wham! With George Michael. We've got Sade. We've got Hall & Oates. These are the ones to remember. These are... Right. This is like you're proud to have these in your decade.
Right, you are.
They really rep the 80s beautifully.
They really did.
So
and
what's up next?
It's going to continue, number 4, with, again, we talked about them at the beginning, Who Can It Be Now? Men at Work. 332 votes. The quirky hit, and it is quite quirky, Who Can It Be Now, is punctuated with an irresistibly catchy saxophone hook that instantly transports us back to the neon-soaked era of the 80s. And it's true. And then the vocals are so interesting and different, and it's perfect, right? It's a playful sax line, and he's got that quirky voice, right? It's just fun, and it's a great song, super infectious. Who can't sing it when it comes on?
No.
Who can it be now? Who is able to resist singing it? Not me. I have to sing it.
And I love of course, the instantly recognizable and earworm that is the sax line, but it's a little bit of a call and response thing.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
I mean, I love that aspect of it. And Men at Work were really, really clever. I mean, these fellows from Down Under were really quite clever.
Oh, I don't know if you should do that.
What, Down Under? They love to say Down Under.
They do, but they don't love it when we do. My
Australian friends loved my Australian accent in my promo.
Did they? No, did they?
My good day? No, they didn't like that.
I don't think so.
They laughed at it, but they enjoyed it.
All right.
Anyway, let me see. But they also use interesting instrumentation in their other hit. Not just this one. Well, of course, saxophone is a little bit more common, but the flute in Down Under.
Oh, that's
it's just like that's as hooky as the sax in this.
True.
You remember that. You never forget that. Flute.
You never.
And there's not likely to be a iconic flute top iconic flute riffs of any given decade.
There should be.
There should be,
right.
because when a song has flute, it really, really stands out.
True.
And it's a lot less common than saxophone. But I'm just praising Men at Work for their interesting use of both of those wind instruments.
But just so you know, Lizzo is bringing the flute to the contemporary music because she's a flautist.
Really?
Very accomplished flautist.
I love that. We don't have a lot of that. I think that's great that people are flautists and that flout their abilities. And,
yes, she's a flouter. Yeah. So number 5, and I'm telling you, this one's near and dear to my heart too. Never Tear Us Apart, In Excess.
Oh.
The impassioned ballad Never Tear Us Apart highlights Kirk Pengilly's soulful saxophone playing, which adds incredible depth and emotion to Michael Hutchence' heartfelt vocal performance. This song, don't ask me, but you know it's true. I can't. Collided. Oh, come on!
You were there. Yeah, no, I mean, come on. This is beautiful stuff. This is where, anybody starts opening their filthy sewer hole to say something about the 80s,
don't even
start throwing some of this at them.
Come on, that's right. Yeah, and then just the sax break, I cannot handle it. So definitely, so far, I'm in a perfect agreement. Now, as we go on, I'm a little worried.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so here we are with Spandau Ballet's True. 271 votes. Now, I'm going to just say something. I'm not a Spandau Ballet person.
Well,
I know.
I like this song and all, but for some reason...
the sax does not stand out to me on this song. I'm sorry.
That's exactly right. When you say, I'm thinking, the first thing that comes to mind is not a sax line. It's, I know,
yeah.
I know this much is true. It's beautiful. In fact, I'm having trouble recalling the sax line.
Me too.
And that does not bode well when you're on a list.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is I was like, ooh, I'm going to have to disagree. At least 26% of people agree with us that they don't get it. But here's what they say. So the heartfelt anthem True is made all the more poignant with the tender saxophone lines weaving throughout the track that neither of us remember.
Yeah.
So, that's a miss for me. But then we go on to one that is not going to be a miss for either of us, and it is Glenn Frey's "You Belong to the City."
Well, again, when the saxophone is always going to get you somewhere urban.
Yes.
And, yeah. I mean, that's what makes that song,
yes.
And, of course, everything about it, the production, the lyric, everything.
I love it.
It's a great song. But, I mean, the sax, it would not have... not
the same song without that sax.
You can see the steam coming up from the sidewalk when you hear that sax,
So incredibly true. So Glenn Frey captivated audience with his atmospheric hit "You Belong to the City," featuring an evocative saxophone melody that perfectly complements his beautiful vocals. What gorgeous voice.
Yeah.
So an ode to urban life remains an essential part of any 80s playlist. And I agree. And this song is... It's like, I don't know. This song is so many things. It's there's something a little sinister about it. There's something certainly sexy about it. again, sax for whatever reason makes things so much sexier. I always want to say saxier, but it is. Saxier is sexier. I'm sorry.
Well,
it just is.
Yeah, and it is a perfect way to end the song. Like what you said about the lyric being sinister, there are parts of it that are a little unnerving, like, you're back again and you're feeling strange, and when you said goodbye, you were on the run, trying to get away from the things you've done.
I'm
Whoa!
Like,
and yet there's a comfort of, I'm where I belong.
But I belong here.
Yeah, I belong in the city.
Yeah.
The city is me. And oddly enough, when I think about that song and that how to capture, that I'm a city person to my blood.
Yeah.
Barry Manilow actually did a song called New York City Rhythm, and he was saying basically the same thing. It's just like, I'm a city person. That's it. I've got soot in my blood. I'm from the city, and this song captures that. But as you said, with a hint of menace, with a hint of danger, a little bit of madness. It's like, what did he do that he had to run from?
Exactly. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I like that it makes me feel a little uncomfortable, and then it's a little sexy and it's a little mysterious, and I'm like, okay.
You don't know what to think of this character.
I don't. I'm like, not sure about you, but I kind of think it's kind of hot, but ooh, wait, you're freaking me out.
Glenn Frey is great, and he had some really great solo stuff.
I love
this
it.
This is class. I mean, another good example. Oh wait, should I say it? Because it might be on the list.
It might be.
Is Glenn Frey on the list again?
Let's see.
Because
he could be. I don't know.
What am I doing? Caught up in the action. I've been looking out for you. Another iconic sax thing from Glenn Frey.
I don't see him yet, but that's just
we agree that should be there. It's 80s
at some level.
At some point, yeah. I mean, it's an example anyway.
It is an example, a great one. Number 8 is one of my.
Sorry, let me say one more thing before number 8.
Oh.
And I got to give him credit because Glenn Frey, to my knowledge, has never played the saxophone, but he wrote songs that have this great saxophone part. So I really got to commend him for that. So that's pretty damn cool. But or the arranger, the producer did.
That's right.
Probably David fucking Foster or somebody like that.
Probably.
He's everywhere, that guy.
Right, or they brought in a saxophonist and they said, hey,
do something.
And they were like, how about this?
And they're like,
what the fuck? Right?
I'm sorry.
So here's the one that I absolutely love, and I can't say enough about the sax. I can't say enough about the song. One of my favorite songs of this type of song, which is Baker Street.
Of course.
I mean, Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street, and the sax in this song is everything. In fact, I think it should be higher on the list, but that's just me.
Of course, it's the one.
So it's definitely, I like that they describe it as a wailing saxophone, right, solo, and it's synonymous with the song itself, the haunting melody, and I love that they say it's haunting. Again, I like that, right? I mean, he's talking about Baker Street, and there's already this kind of, again, I hate to say it, but kind of creepy darkness in there a little bit, and then you hear that sax, and it doesn't bring any comfort. It's actually more uncomfortability because it feels like, ooh, it's kind of creepy and haunting. It's beautiful, and I love how we have this, way on down on Baker Street, and then it just like gets crazy, and then it goes back. I just love that interplay. Yeah,
and there's a this song, for example. There are songs that capture a sense of futility. Of course, Pink Floyd specializes in this. Doing the same thing, and we have someone who's, I'm going to give up the booze and the one night stands, but he's going to do this. He's going to do that, and there's a sense of it is melancholy. It's like almost a fatalistic sense of repetition of a pointless cycle. Like I said, it would make a perfect Pink Floyd song. And
you need to calm it down. You better step off.
I'm sorry, and but the saxophone is. This to me, this is number one. This is even more than Careless Whisper to me.
Hey,
well, I mean, it's right up there with it. But
it's like a number 2 to me.
And it's weird because it has great sax, and yet it still has a face-melting guitar solo.
It does.
It's like, where the hell is this coming from?
The musicianship in this song is, if you actually listen to it, and you listen to all of the amazing things done by these musicians, I can't even handle it.
Yeah,
it's just brilliant.
It's one of those. You probably follow the same accounts on Instagram where they show you the music breakdown.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
It's like they introduce this, and you're trying to figure out what the thing is until you get to like the fourth instrument, fifth. Oh yeah, I know.
Of course, I know what that is.
But you see what they did. Like they did a breakdown on "Owner of a Lonely Heart." It was beyond belief.
I love it.
Beyond belief. Anyway, so far these are all knockouts. So.
Yes, I agree. Now the next one. Well, I agree. I think it should be further down on the list, so we'll see if you agree with me. And it's "Modern Love" by David Bowie. So, obviously, it has an irresistible saxophone section, right? And that's fine. It adds texture and all of that. I just don't know if it belongs at 9.
Yeah, see, now this was one of the very few and far between areas in which we differ. Is I don't quibble much about numbers as long as things are recognized. But Christina's like, that should be number 7, not number 8.
Yeah, I think this should be more in the top 20, maybe, or the top 30. But I don't think it should be number 9.
Well, it's certainly a great example of perfect, rich usage of saxophone in the 80s.
But not at number 9.
And Baker Street and You Belong to the City, it's going to almost always bring something urban into it.
Yes.
And like I have a song, 9 Lives and No Heart. It's about Gotham City. It's about Catwoman and all this stuff. And I asked my friend Tilly Riddle to play saxophone on it so that it would sound really urban. And the part she didn't mesh with where it was supposed to be. So I put it out at the beginning, and it immediately takes you into the city. So brilliant work by all these artists doing that, capturing that the ambiance as well as a musical vibe.
Yeah, I just, and again, I think it's iconic, but it's just maybe top 20 or 30 iconic, not 9.
Well, good. I'm glad it's there. Yeah.
So number 10 is Rio, Duran Duran. 234 votes. So, I mean, I can hear it, and I agree. Again, I don't think top 10, but obviously there is what they call spirited saxophone playing. And a song has vibrant energy and a catchy hook, of course. So it's certainly one that from the new wave side, which, it's maybe hard to consider Duran Duran new wave, but they really straddled that line a lot.
Yeah, not that hard, yeah. Well, I mean,
kind of, but not really. Yeah. So I think it deserves to be on the list. A great, great song that has great sax, certainly. It's so funny because so many songs, most if not all songs in the 80s had sax. It's just how effective and how iconic is the sax solo or the sax usage. And I ask you about Foreigner's Urgent, which is the next on the list. 234. The electrifying song Urgent, which I agree has fiery saxophone, right? With an extra layer of excitement to this
vibrant, fiery.
Yeah,
I love this.
I love it. Yeah, they're so descriptive.
The whole Rio thing was vibrant, and this is pretty fiery too.
You're right, this is fiery, exactly. It has a scorching tempo.
Scorching too.
And soaring vocals, and it continues to thrill listeners. Wow. I feel thrilled. I do think it's pretty damn iconic in this song, and I feel like it's one that deserves to be at least in the top 20. I don't know 11, but
the vocal on this. Lou Gramm sounds like a tiger, like a caged animal. I mean, it just gets more and more intense until he finally gets out, and it perfectly captures the urgency of the whole theme of the song. But the sax is. It's agitated and desperate too. It's perfect for the song. It's a great example. That's the kind of thing I would have hemmed and hawed about whether it was 80s, but it was early 80s, I think. Yeah, Foreigner started in the 70s, but that was an 80s song. Yeah, so great example.
Okay, so this next one is confusing as fuck to me because it is Kenny Loggins with Danger Zone. 205 people say that there are amazing fierce saxophones in this song. I guess there's a saxophone section. Okay. If you're going to be in the top anything of a ranker.com list, I think you should have more than maybe 20 seconds of sax. This is about saxophone.
Yeah. I mean, we could say we listened to it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we just listened to it, and we're halfway through the song, and it's super heavy on the drums and the guitars and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, the sax has so far contributed nothing.
Nothing.
and we're not talking. Not even like a solo.
No.
I mean, there's sax where it's like it's not in the whole song, but it has a great solo. But I think the sax should define the song to be on this list.
I mean, to be on
so
this
we're
list.
listening along, and then it gets to the outro, and all of a sudden, here's some sax weaving in and out with what? Lots of guitars too.
Right.
So it seemed much more like an afterthought.
Yeah.
And something you could easily overlook. And neither of us, we were scratching our heads like, what the hell?
What
you know?
because that's
In
what I
that
wanted
song,
to listen
you
to
know?
because it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I thought Danger Zone has
You know,
sax in
almost
it?
all of them were like nodding their heads. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Right.
Danger
and
Zone were like, huh?
Danger
You
Zone.
know?
Now, I love the song.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I love Kenny.
Nothing against the song. It's great.
But
You know.
what? Why is this on a saxophone? Listen, why are 205 people saying that? Yeah, it should be on there. No, they should. It should not. So sorry, love it, but no.
Well, these like the studio crew or something,
Right.
techs or something. Yeah.
Okay, that was a miss.
Yeah,
that one was a
total
miss. So the next one is
At least we didn't hate the song. Not
No,
even
we-
me. You know.
no, we don't.
No, so far the songs are great.
Thank
The-
God.
The calls are pretty questionable. We
Right.
need the umpire in here.
We
you know?
do, yeah. No, we're like no. So this one is another entry by NXS. What You Need.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. You know what? It's vague. It's vague.
You just haven't heard the song in a long
Yeah,
time.
I have. Well, I guess not. I don't know. I hear da 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 da. You're going to my kind. Great song. Of course, NXS is fantastic, but I'm trying to think of where the sax comes in. I can't remember.
It's like accents throughout.
Ah,
Yeah, it's accents throughout. So
I somehow they
it's
don't
funky.
come to mind. Yeah.
That's okay. That's not doesn't bode well for you. I remember, but NXS is very saxy in general.
Now that I'm it's funny because I'm playing through the song in my head and I'm hearing
like,
stuff, but I'm probably making it up. You know?
No.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I remembered the saxiness, but David did not. So we took a second to remind him of the saxiness, and he had an interesting take on it.
Well, first of all, I went to the wrong song in my head. You know, I was quoting.
Bless you.
Okay, now that the involuntary fit of sneezing is over, Christine always that didn't surprise her. But one time we were doing a show and I just had the involuntary shudder. You ever shudder violently for no reason?
It's really weird.
I mean, doesn't that happen to all of us
No,
very often?
it doesn't. No.
Okay, well, I just it was a routine thing. I just shuddered uncontrollably for a minute, and she was like, "What was that?
What the hell was that?
But the sneezing at least didn't raise any eyebrows. So that's good.
That was good.
First of all, I was. My mind went to the wrong song. I was quoting the wrong song. I was quoting,
Tonight,
yeah,
right?
I was quoting Need You Tonight.
Yeah.
But
no wonder he was puzzled. I was
they
like,
have slightly similarities, but I think with What You Need, the song is well established, and you've got it down before the sax comes in. It's a delicious highlight.
Oh yeah,
but it's just like saying on any number of songs, including a number of mine, it's like okay, the next verse introduces some keyboards. Oh wait, another verse introduces some acoustic guitar. Something like that. It kind of layers it on. It's a nice accent, but it certainly doesn't define or really change the song in any significant way.
I think it's another voice, and I think it's some texture, and I think it really does add something, but I like how you said it doesn't need it. Most of these other songs, I feel like they really need it. Well, obviously not Danger Zone, because what?
Yeah, well,
but,
yeah.
I mean, but the accents throughout are very in excess, and they just take it to a different place. So, it's so funny because the 80s is very defined by saxophone.
Yeah.
And for NXS to have that much saxophone, if I remember thinking, wow, it's in almost every song. It's kind of revolutionary, but it really wasn't, because everybody had it.
Yeah, I mean, saxophone, everybody's used saxophone at some point in history. Even bands who never had a saxophone player are known to have saxophone at least on one song per album, like Pink Floyd, for example. They never had a sax player, but they've always got memorable sax stuff going on.
That's true. Those session musicians.
Yeah, whereas with David Bowie, of course, he played it on most of the records. But this one, oh God, are we still on Need You Tonight?
What you need.
Not like What You Need, not Need You Tonight. Need. What's with the need with these guys? I keep going to Need You Tonight.
They need a lot.
What you need, I need you tonight. It's
That's
like,
right.
So they asked and answered, as they would say in court.
I liked that Michael Hutchence liked to sing about needing me. I was cool with that.
That was cool.
That was cool.
It's just that I think we would come away with pretty much the same level of affection for the song if it didn't have it. We would still dig the hell out of the song, I think.
Yeah,
it's a nice flavor. It pushes it. It takes it up a little bit. But I mean, there are other songs where they would be we would like them because we wouldn't know any better. But if we heard them now without the iconic sax, they would be deficient somehow.
That's
they
true.
would be like, this one would not exactly. So that's all. It wasn't as important to the song.
True that.
I mean, who can it be now? No, it's not. It's not
I
at
mean,
that level.
come on. So the next one is Heart in My Heart by Quarter Flash.
Ah, yeah.
232 votes, which I agree with. Quarter Flash's catchy tune, Heart in My Heart, which I love this song, is elevated by sultry saxophone riffs, which perfectly complement the powerful vocals, and I absolutely agree. So obviously, I think this song is very defined by the sax in it. How do you feel?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's great. I mean, I love the song, and the sax is so crucial to it.
I agree. Yes.
I mean, it's just... love Quarter Flash anyway. I mean, they had an incredible sound. Night Shift, another great song with them. I mean, they're really something.
It's only been one time in my career where somebody said, "You remind me of Quarter Flash," and I thought, thank you. Because that vocal, I can't. Just like the Ann Wilson comments, I can't.
And I love how the sax is kind of, it just lays back and draws out the notes. It just it's kind of
so
chill.
Sexy.
But it throbs too, so it has that thing going on. And the song is edgy, and she's, kind of like, she's... It's kind of a little bitter, and it's perfect. It's great, and the sax that's a fantastic 80s example of sax defining a song. This is a good one. This is way better than a couple that we've had.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end it here because there are a million, and I'll give some honorable mentions. This one, I don't know why I can't remember the sax in this song, and I know it doesn't make sense, but Caribbean Queen by Billy Ocean.
Let me think.
I'm like, I feel like
Love on the Run. I mean, I'm sure it's in there somewhere, but I don't think it's a lead instrument. The way I think of it. No, I mean,
it's got it.
No more love on the run.
I know that Billy Ocean has a lot of sax in his music, but this one, it does not stick out to me.
You know what? I can't remember the verses at the moment. How do the verses go?
Caribbean Queen.
Yeah. That I remember.
Sharing the same drink.
Our hearts they beat as one. No more love on the run. It seemed like it would come in here.
Yeah, I mean.
But what does it do?
Yeah, I don't.
You had one job. No, I mean, if it's there, I don't know if it's there. It could be somewhere else. But how do the verses go? That's the chorus. How do the verses go? I can't think of it.
All right, so here's the deal. So we listened to it because we're like, what the hell?
Yeah, another Danger Zone.
So it was, except the good news is there was a very large... They were probably yelling at us all that time. Like, are you fucking serious?
Honestly,
it's significant and very iconic. I agree, but I couldn't... It escaped me.
But I think... Because I think it all depends on how long it's been since you've heard the song.
It must.
It could have been 30 years, and you're going to remember Baker Street.
You are.
You're going to remember Maneater.
You're going to remember Careless
Who Can
Whisper.
It Be Now, Careless Whisper. You're not going to remember this because you get all the way through a verse, a chorus, a bridge, another chorus. I mean, you've got songs going on. You've got the whole thing entrenched and established. And then comes this absolutely great instrumental break, which is led by the sax. It totally kills. And if you've heard the song any time in recent memory, you're going to go, oh, hell yeah.
Which I haven't.
Which we haven't. I remembered. it took me a minute actually to remember I had to be prompted slightly to even remember the verses.
But then when it started, we were super
I'm singing
in.
along.
Yeah, we were singing along. It was great.
And the chorus, of course, immediately. But the sax was a little bit of not exactly hidden. It takes over for a while.
It does.
But it's hidden in feeble old minds, I guess. Yeah.
I think you know what it is. I think I prefer, or at least maybe I got used to, the peppered throughout kind of thing instead of just at the end or in the middle. So I think of a sax song as the sax is kind of centered stage, or it's a second singer in the song.
Yeah.
It's not an afterthought or something you throw in the middle. Although I will say I was wrong about this Billy Ocean song because it is a killer one and it's big.
Yeah, it is.
But I guess I get used to, or at least spoiled by the peppering on most songs where it's peppered throughout, and it was not here. So it threw us. But we went back and listened. We do our research.
Yeah.
And we were wrong.
Yeah, but you've got to go a long way.
You do.
And you've got a perfectly viable song a really good song before it even comes in. Of course, it makes it a lot better, but it's a great song anyway. So to me, I would vote it down because it isn't
I do too.
memorable enough. It's not.
It isn't. It's not a sax song. It's a song with sax.
Right. It's not integral. It's not woven.
Right.
It's not, Pink Floyd, Us and Them, where you throw a sax solo in the middle of a song. It's not like that. It's not a part of it. Voted that one down too.
And there's not that many that we voted down. We did pretty good, I think.
Well, yeah, we voted a couple down because of difference of opinion about how how crucial
Prominent,
it was, how memorable, how definitive, and so how much the sax props up the song. But none of the songs were bad at all.
No.
But we disagree with some of the assessments here, so that's all.
Agreed. So I'm going to give you some honorable mentions, and you're going to tell me if you remember the sax in them or not. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Forever Your Girl.
Wait. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. It kicks off with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It helps the beginning really kind of swing, But I don't think it's
not a sax song to me.
Yeah, not a sax song. No.
Brass Monkey, Beastie Boys.
Oh,
vague. Oh no, it's way up in there. They're samples, but it's still saxophone, and I love it. And yes, I agree. Brass Monkey is definitely a big sax song. All right, so there are a few other honorable mentions. I can't pretend that I remember sax in any of these. Your Latest Trick by Dire Straits.
No.
The Working Hour by Tears for Fears.
No.
Thorn in My Side by the Eurythmics.
What the hell? No.
Right. Your Love Is King, Sade. I got that one.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's number 18, and I get that, but there's sax in that. And then the last one is You Got It All by the Jets. And yeah, it's got a little sax, but I wouldn't call it a saxophone song.
No. I'll bet you for the next couple of days, I probably will be thinking of ones. Oh, that's where the sax is really like ones they didn't mention, like The Heat Is On.
Oh,
there's no getting
come
around.
On.
The heat, I mean, that holds the whole song together.
You're right. You're exactly
right. More
right.
Glenn Frey, more city stuff,
Yeah, that would have been a really good entry. We can probably add that on this if we want to because it's Ranker. But yeah, I think there are probably more songs that should have been on this list and some of these songs that should not have been on this list. But you know what? It's always fun to see what the people think. Mm-hmm.
If you hadn't mentioned it, I would have been playing sax snippets in my mind. I would have come across Quarter Flash very soon because that's really high up there for me.
Oh yeah, it really is. Yeah. It's so good, so sexy. I love it. So, it's interesting because I think sax can be sexy, and I also think it can be distracting if not used well. So I have a love-hate relationship with sax. I will say, even though it really, is a huge part of the 80s sound, I don't know that I always love it in music since then.
It is kind of a trick to make it such an indispensable part of the song, such a hook to the song, to override everything else. I mean, songs with iconic sax riffs, like we've talked about, they even supersede the melodies. I mean, the whole songs and everything. The first thing that comes to mind. That's a tough trick to pull off, and a lot of people haven't done it. I do love the saxophone as an instrument, but if I don't hear it a lot, it's okay. I mean, there are groups I listen to that never have it, like Led Zeppelin, me and Led Zeppelin. Yeah. But I mean, there are a lot of groups that don't have saxophone ever. But I do like to hear it. It kind of depends on the music. Some music it doesn't fit. I mean, picture Rush with the saxophone. It just doesn't fit,
Yeah.
But with, your kickback rock and roll stuff and everything, a lot of arty kinds of things. David Bowie, like, for example, uses an awful lot of saxophone. There's a classic. What would young Americans be without the saxophone?
I mean, that's one, though.
It's from the 70s. But you can get by with that sax. I don't need sax all the time, but I do love the instrument, I think.
I mean, I like it. I don't love it, and but it's okay. I think it's got its place, and I think the 80s was it, and I think we need to rethink how we're using it, or use it sparingly, or for texture instead of being the center point. But yeah, so sax is an interesting instrument, and I really, really love sax in jazz. That's one of my favorite.
You know what? I
sax.
never would have thought of the 80s if you said, think of a decade where saxophone really defines us. I wouldn't have thought of 80s, but you're right. They had so many of them.
So many.
That even it totally eclipses the 70s in that regard, although there were some there too.
Yeah.
But I think there were so many in the 80s. Those are great examples. Man. They just finally figured out how do we make some use of this instrument here, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because I remember St. Elmo's Fire. And for whatever reason, the hot Rob Lowe at the time is playing sax on stage, and I thought, all of a sudden, sax is super hot.
Really, I don't remember that. How cool!
He's playing it. He's in a band, and then it's very short lived. But he's in a band, and he gets in a fight with his wife. But he's playing, and I remember thinking, okay, the sax is pretty cool, especially the way he was playing it. So I think it has its place, and I think if the right person is playing it. But I just think sometimes it's too overpowering. You know, I also like it, you know, when I'm going to the symphony, I like the use of it, however they use it, but I really love it in jazz. So, I don't know, I feel like that's where it maybe should stay most of the time.
I mean, you think about, like Bernard Herrmann's score, Taxi Driver. I mean, the saxophone is such a beautiful instrument. The kind of music, I think we listen to a lot of the kind of music where it really wouldn't fit.
I think so.
I mean, it would be kind of tough to work saxophone into an Ascent song.
Please don't.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in case you were thinking about trying.
Yeah,
you know,
we're not.
That'd be quite a challenge.
If anyone else is thinking of trying, please don't.
But you're right. A lot of you know, the swing, jazz, all that blues stuff and everything. It's fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
and they do a lot of staccato with it. I like the staccato use of sax, but I think this was fun. I thought, wow, that's a very interesting topic, saxophones in the 80s, because it just dominated. It really did. And I'm cool that it doesn't dominate anymore. Don't hate it, but don't love it enough to want it in many songs.
And I never noticed. And now that you point it out, it's like, okay, yeah, that's absolutely right. I never even thought about it. I was like, 80s sax? Okay.
So sexy.
Because in my mind, I'm 80s is music that I'm not that familiar with. And I know all those songs, yeah. A couple of the honorable mentions might have eluded me a little bit.
Same.
But,
I'm like, what?
It's like, what? Have I heard that one?
I'm like, have I heard that one?
But
and if I did,
it's the
there
90s.
sax?
That's my real bad decade.
No, that's the next one.
And every decade after that.
Yeah. We'll keep working on that. All right. Well, thank you so much for going on this saxy journey with me. I thought it was kind of fun. So I guess that's it. I'm going to just make sure that there's no sax in this outro. Instead, I'll have you say...
You know I'm putting sax in this outro. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
I say... Sorry. I say... Oh, you want me to say the final
thing?
The final thing that I say?
The thing.
Well, woof woof, wrong tree. You know?
Oh, fuck me.
It came back to me.
No.
We were laughing like hell about this before, and I couldn't remember. Woof woof, wrong tree.
Because you said barking up the wrong tree, and then you're just like, yeah, woof woof, wrong tree. What the fuck? Who says that? Who says that?
I hope it catches on worldwide.
Yeah, hopefully.
Woof woof, wrong tree. Actually, no. It's a contractual obligation, so I will say. Let's fly this coop.
This has been Winging It, a presentation of Birds of a Feather, on What the Flock Radio.